Hi everyone, Dr. Karen Zest here talking to you about leaky gut syndrome. But today we heard from great Shannon with IDEO Health. If you'd like to see her presentation, go to IDEO Health on Facebook to rewatch the live feed that we had just discussed. But I will be reiterating a little bit of what she had discussed, but with a traditional Chinese medicine twist. So, leaky gut, what is it? Well, from a Western standpoint, from what Shannon had mentioned, it's a permeability issue. So, or a hyperpermeability issue. That's a hard word to say fast. So this can happen when the tight junctions of the stomach and the intestines don't work properly. And as she had shown this lovely picture of this healthy gut, and then a gut with leaky gut, which literally had quarter-size holes in it. It was quite gross. And so what this does then is these holes let all these toxins and chemicals leak out into your bloodstream. So what kind of substances are we talking about here? Well, things such as toxins. What the heck is a toxin? Pollution, GMOs, anything, pesticides, things like that. Any food particles can leak through the holes as well. Drugs, pathogens such as like a virus or a bacteria can leak into your bloodstream. And this can affect everything. So once it gets in your bloodstream, it can travel throughout the body and it can start affecting the organs and how they function. And also, it can start affecting your chi and your energy and blocking how that circulates. So I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's a wall, and like Shannon had mentioned, a shag carpet, if you will. A nice orange and brown one like my parents. And there's nice holes in it, which causes the inflammation, which can then cause a food intolerance, which can then cause an immune system issue. And immune system can relate to that chi function, but they're a little slightly different. So what happens when this starts to leak is it starts to block your chi's energy. And once that chi starts to get blocked, it starts to cause other symptoms. So symptoms like abdominal pain, cramping, bloating, flatulence, allergies, joint pain, fibromyalgia, which is just pain all over in specific points. Sinus infections can also be caused from the gut. Hypothyroidism, which I thought was an interesting one because that's more and more on the rise now. Skin rashes, acne, and even mental functions of anxiety, depression, where you're just feeling that brain fog. You just feel your body just feels tired and heavy. And, that can cause you to be depressed, and anxiety, the nerves just aren't functioning like they should because they're blocked and the toxins are leaking through to the bloodstream. So, what is leaky gut according to Chinese medicine? So, what we believe is a little bit different. So, the Chinese believe that the stomach's function is to ripen and rotten. So, to digest. And the small intestine's job is to transform the clean to the dirty fluids. Classical texts believe that stomach chi is fundamental to obtain life, and a lack of stomach chi is associated with death. Now that's very dramatic. They're very dramatic back in the 1600s. But what this simply means is that so long as there's stomach chi, every disease can be conquered. And if the stomach chi is weakened and blocked, then the body starts to shut down and can cause various symptoms of illness, like we had just discussed. So, two major syndromes in traditional Chinese medicine are, one is more weakened and one is more excess. So the weakened one is stomach and spleen chi deficiency. So The Chinese believe that the spleen controls a lot of our digestion because it helps build blood. If you don't have blood flow, then you don't have energy, and then you can't digest that food. So symptoms of this are the poor appetite, abdominal distension. After you eat, you just feel bloated, tired, pale complexion, weak limbs, loose stools. So that's a bit of what Shannon was discussing as well, where the stool isn't very formed, and it's not diarrhea and it's not constipation. It's coming out fast and loose. So I'm sure we've all had that day, maybe one too many coffees, where we're like, okay, it's coming out a little faster. That's a loose stool. Uncomfortable in the epigastric, which is where the stomach and the esophagus attach. Lack of taste sensation. This is interesting. I like to relate this to, we've all had that cold or the flu where food just doesn't taste good, you know, and in Chinese medicine, they believe that's a lack of qi, not getting to your tongue. So this is where I come in. I check your tongue, I check your pulse, and if you have a pale tongue with an empty pulse, then you might have stomach and spleen qi deficiency. Then on the opposite side is a full heat in the small intestine. And now that's where the holes are starting to form, leaking out. And so it's causing a bit of inflammation, and that's what that heat is. So signs of this can be mental restlessness, insomnia, ulcers in the mouth, deafness, kind of like your ears are plugged, an uncomfortable feeling of heat in the chest, so that would be maybe your acid reflux in Western med, abdominal pain, thirst with desire to drink cold drinks, scanty urine, so that just means you feel like you have to go, but a little dribble is coming out. Very dark urine, like neon dark urine. That could mean heat. Burning pain upon urination or blood in the urine. And borborygmite is, you know, when your stomach is gargling like loud, you know, people go, oh, I'm just hungry. You know, that's your body trying to tell you something's up. Something's not right. So, and again, I would check your tongue and pulse. Tongue would be red on the sides with a bit of a yellow coat, and the pulse would be rapid and overflowing. So how would I treat this with acupuncture? So I don't know if you can see this lovely abdomen, but it's all connected with the different meridians. The outer meridians, the spleen, then to the inner of the stomach, the Ren meridian, and so forth. And so points I would use are stomach 36, which is on the outside of your leg, which helps to circulate that qi and energy. Spleen 6, which is on your inner ankle, which helps circulate the blood flow. Ren 4, which is the controlling point for small intestine. Ren 12, which is for stomach pain, nausea, vomiting. Stomach 25, it helps treat diarrhea and constipation. And spleen 15 regulates the flow of the intestines. And spleen 9, which is on your leg here, helps dissolve that phlegm and dampness. So how do we help that with traditional Chinese medicine herbs? So these natural herbs are combined into specific formulas, which are then prescribed by a trained traditional Chinese medicine doctor. And I say this because people just say, why can't I just go get ginseng? Because you might have heat and ginseng might not help for you. So this is why I come in, I check the pulse and the tongue, and I help you prescribe a formula that is specific to your needs to help the root of the cause and not numb out the warning signs. So what are two major formulas for digestion that I use? Two are called Earth. One is called Earth Harmonizing Formula, and the other is Six Gentlemen Formula. I love these names. They're very, theatrical as well, Harmonize your earth, gentlemen will help you. So the Earth Harmonizing is for that excess condition, the heat, the inflammation. And this is for a lot of my chronic patients. So like Crohn's or colitis would be a good candidate for this. So this is reoccurring digestive issues. It helps with acid reflux, bloating, abdominal distension. That's when your stomach just feels huge. Epigastric pain, belching, nausea, lack of appetite, constipation, or diarrhea. It's meant to clear that heat and that inflammation. 6 Gentlemen formula is more for a weaker spleen qi deficiency. And as in the name, there are 6 herbs in it. So like a gentleman, it guides you through your body and it helps you heal each herb at a time. And they're so gentle, they guide you across the floor. So what these gentlemen do is they help treat your spleen qi when there's a deficiency. It helps dry dampness, the phlegm. Also treats acid reflux, loss of appetite, diarrhea, weak digestion. So things, you know, when you're going to the washroom and you notice things just haven't digested quite all the way through. Dizziness, fatigue, nausea, shortness of breath, where you just feel like you can't catch your breath. Not an asthma, but more just, you know, can't get a full breath. Or again, where you just feel like you just eat and you feel like you're going to vomit right after. So this is meant to build up your qi circulation. So those are the 2 I use. Okay. So what is in these formulas? I have to write this down because there's a few. So again, the earth harmonizing is for heat and inflammation. So a lot of what these do is clear heat and clear that dampness. So and these are herbs that you can get at a grocery store or a local market. They are natural herbs. Nothing is made in a chemical. Yes, there may be a process to get it into a pill form, but it is not made from a lab, you know. So things like peonia, that is a flower. This helps to tonify your blood. Turmeric, we've all heard of turmeric, the wonder root. That helps with inflammation, helps to regulate your blood as well. Hawthorn really helps with that bloating and diarrhea. Barley is actually known to help with food stagnation and loss of appetite. And other ones target the organs of Chai-Hus, more for liver. Baiju is spleen. Fuling is to help the urination. So how do we get rid of these toxins? How do we get rid of inflammation? We excrete it. So you want to produce more urination to help clear that out. Dongshen is just a general helping the middle. And Huanglin is really good for helping grab onto those toxins, those particles that have leaked into the blood, and to flush them out. And the 6 Gentlemen. So the 6 herbs in this are Dongshen, which is to help tonify that qi, Fuling with the urination and the inflammation. Baiju, helping the spleen. Ginger, we've all heard of ginger. Ginger is very warming. So what that warmth does is it helps dissolve the phlegm. It helps get rid of that. And Chenpi, which is a tangerine peel, also helps citrus. You know, we all drink citrus and vitamin C to build energy. Well, that's your qi circulation. And then licorice root in all formulas just helps harmonize every herb. So the difference is that this one is building up your body and stopping that phlegm, you know, which can build up in your body and block certain orifices, and even cause that brain fog, headaches, heavy feeling, and the joint pain. So you can take all the herbs you want, all the acupuncture you want, but if you are not focusing on your diet, you're not going to help the root of the cause. And as Shannon had talked about, certain things to avoid, things that would cause all that phlegm that I'm talking about are high sugars, dairy, wheat, excessive red meats. And it's funny because traditional Chinese medicine does not believe in veganism. They actually believe you need meat, but in proportion size. You need a little bit of meat to help build that blood, but excessive. I'm not talking like T-bone steak every day, but like little bits. You want to avoid raw and cold foods like ice water. You want it like cool, like lukewarm. Ice cream is just bad overall, but we friggin' love it in the summer. But in the winter, do not eat ice cream. The dairy, the cold, your body does not want it. And raw veggies. So we still need our veggies, but just steam them to get the warmth, and then you'll still get the vitamins and the minerals with the energy of that warmth, and that'll really help. Eat more bitter foods, such as alfalfa sprouts. Green teas are really good. This helps to pull out the toxins. And more sour foods, such as lemon juice or kombucha. This helps to dissolve phlegm and circulate that qi. So something you can take too, once you've had the food, you've had the ice cream, you've had everything, and you want a quick fix, sometimes is a digestion tea. I've concocted a yin and yang digestion tea, which I feel helps all aspects of your digestion. So what is in this tea is ginger, which helps with the nausea and vomiting, peppermint, which helps with that bloating, cramping, green tea helps circulate the qi and helps also with weight loss. So ladies, you need this digestion tea. Orange peel helps circulate the qi in the spleen. Fennel helps to dissolve that mucus. Juniper berries help the kidneys and bladder to excrete any inflammation. Hawthorn helps high cholesterol. And the cardamom helps calm belching and indigestion, and licorice root to harmonize. So that is everything. So if you want to know what is going on in your constitution and internally with your organs and your meridians and energy, give us a call here at the clinic at 403-252-5553 to book a consultation, and we can give you a full assessment and find out which herbs are the best choice for you. So that's everything. Thank you so much for tuning in and for listening, and I hope to hear from you all very soon. Thanks. Bye.